Hello and welcome back to YouTube Days. This is for all my Angel Warriors Days members and mostly for all us over tax paying American citizens. So I wanted to go through some things today with you as I promised that I would make a video just for my members only. And there's word going around that a refund check, I wouldn't call it a stimulus check because it's money that had been stolen and reappropriated to other places that it shouldn't have been. That Trump has now, well, actually, someone else asked Elon about it, and then Elon put it on the table to Trump. And now Trump is talking with Congress and the senators to get it passed. And it's either, I've heard different numbers, it's either 5,000 or 8,000. Either way, it is 20% of what they have found with, I want to call it ML. ML, you can figure it out. Don't make fun of my posters behind me because I'm waiting on the frames to come in. And so until then, I had to do what I had to do. And that means I had to tape them up. So don't make fun of it. I also wanted to let you know that right now I have my video set where it makes your skin look flawless, but I also want to show you the difference. I love doing that. So let's take off the touch up and boom, you have me. There's really no difference. You know, you might be able to see that one little wrinkle right there. Other than that, there is no difference. Also, before we start, because people always ask me, what are you wearing on your lips? Because I have no makeup on. What I'm wearing on my lips is called Noni. Let's see if we can get the camera to like it today. Let's see. Noni. Okay. It's Noni is the name of it. I got it through TikTok. I also then put it on my TikTok shop. And the kind is called cranberry or apple cranberry, I believe it is. Apple cranberry lip oil. It's all natural, it's refreshing, and it's like a tinting oil. So this is the thing that StreamYard gives you is you can either, make yourself more beautiful in your skin complexion, a little bit more flawless, or you can just leave it like I'm going to leave it and be all natural. Because like I said, with the skincare that I've been using, which we're going to present that real quick because they are sponsors of this video. With this magic right here, and you'll see when you get on it, because in the descriptions below will be your link. It will take you right to this, and it says Betty Washam sent you 10% off. Okay, let's take off of that. And we're going to be talking about the Cure skincare. This is micro needling, and look at the results before and after. Now, this is 12 weeks. I've only been doing it for 1 month. I think you guys remember when my eyes used to and I never could understand it. I wondered why my bones, which my bones are right here, I wondered why everything was sinking in and, you could just see my bones and then like wrinkles and stuff. Girl, that was aging and also no hydration in my face. So I also wanted to cut to the chase, show you that if you decided you wanted to buy this, it's about $119 plus your 10% off for the 1 month supply. It goes from 1 month supply, let's see here, to, let me see if I'm even sharing this. Yeah, I am. It's been a while since I've been doing this. You can pick different ones. So your 1 month supply is $119, your 2 month supply is $139, and your 3 month supply is $149. If you are interested in hydrating your skin, getting more of a youthful look, and you're tired of those pesky little wrinkles or your skin feeling really dehydrated, and like I said, my eyes were like sinking in and my bone structure was like pointing outward. I'll kind of show that to you in just a moment before we leave this. But anyways, if you're interested, this is Cure Skincare. They have been in several magazines. You've got several different, and right here it's like the needles, like I said, they are as small as a hair. They're made out of 24 karat gold. The needles are 0.5 mm, micromilliliter, I think. They just penetrate beyond the skin surface to gently controlled trauma in the skin, which helps boost the feel of firmness, smooth texture, and reduce the look of fine lines and wrinkles. I'm proven fact. You can see me every single day that my face is changing. Now, mind you, I only do it once a week now, and it's on Sundays, and I get so excited. I do it before I go to bed, and as I showed you, it's painless. Afterwards, you feel like you got a little bit of a sunburn, and then it just goes away. So this lady right here, she had all of the, if you look at all these red spots right here, this is how much it had improved for her, where the green is now. So this was before, and look at all of these marks right here. And then look at this after. This was before with her eyes, after. This is the smile lines that we get as we get older, after. And it says that 70% of participants say their fine lines look smoother. Yes. 93% notice results the next day. Yes. 70% participants say their skin looked brighter and more even toned. That's one of the things I was saying. I have no makeup on and my skin is all an even toned complexion, which for the first time, it has not been that way my whole life. It's like you got a patch here that's red, you got a patch here that's darker, you know, like nothing had ever been actually just beautiful like it is now. So if you're interested, like I said, underneath the description below where my title, you hit more, go underneath there, click that link. It's going to bring you here. And I mean, you can't go wrong. Try it out for the $119. And I bet you anything, the day after you try it, you're going to be like, wow, Betty, my face already looks different. My face already feels different. And the plumpness, like, and I was having jaws, like those saggy jaws right through here. I've noticed, where are they? So anyways, thank you so much for sponsoring this video. Now on to the regular scheduled program. All right, so we're going to stop sharing this screen and we are going to share this screen instead. So what we're going to do is we're going to be going over someone that had brought this to people's attention. And it says that Trump is fighting Congress to pass the biggest Doge stimulus check ever. Now, again, I don't call it a stimulus check because it's money that was actually stolen from us taxpayers, okay? So let's get on with this. And I want to make myself just a little bit bigger. It's been a minute since I've even messed with this. So let's see. No, not big like that. No. 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 We don't want to be in the middle of him. No. No. Where did my layout go? My actual layout. Right there. I think that's pretty good. All right. So let's get going.
Well, it looks like the president is ready to fight with Congress to give us those Doge stimulus.
Oh, before we even do anything, I want to shout out that this is by Hustle Bitch. Okay. And I will put his link in the description below.
Checks. And you don't have to take my word for it. Just listen to what White House Deputy Chief of Staff Stephen Miller has just said.
All of us Doge. So Stephen, we're hearing about these Doge dividend checks that would be 20% back to taxpayers, 20% to pay down the debt, 60% is left. Who gets that?
Well, the way that it works is when you achieve savings, you can either return it to taxpayers, you can return it to our debtors, or it can be cycled into next year's budget, and then it just lowers the overall baseline for next year. So in other words, you can just transfer it into the next fiscal window and then lower the overall spending level. And that means that you can achieve a permanent savings that way, and that reduces the deficit.
And when is it that people might see those checks?
Well, this is all going to be worked on through the reconciliation.
Now, another thing, I have this sped up. So leave in the comments below if you cannot understand. I'm used to watching it sped up, so we'll go ahead and take it to normal just because I want you to be able to hear everything. But I'm a person that I watch videos sped up.
Reconciliation process with Congress that's going underway right now. As you've seen, the Senate's moving a bill, the House is moving a bill. The president has great confidence in both chambers to deliver on his priorities. I would just take this opportunity to note that President Trump has made a historic commitment to the working class of this country to fight for a major tax relief and major price relief. And cutting spending, as Doge is doing, and cutting taxes is the key to delivering on both of those promises. And President Trump is resolutely committed to doing both.
First of all, it's great that he explained where the rest of that money is going to go, because people were raising hell all over social media and rightfully asking what we're going to do with the remaining 60% of the funds. Another thing you can easily figure out from this press conference is that the White House is ready to send you checks today. However, it won't happen unless both Congress and the Senate approve such a monumental plan, and that's where things aren't so certain.
And now one thing I would like to say is I didn't think that the checks were going to be printed out until 2026, when the Doge program and their contract was over with, and they had saved all of the money that they had stopped giving to all of the frivolous activities, I call it ML, that had been going on. But it looks like they can do that now, because it looks like they already have all of that money into a Doge account, to where if Congress and Senate passes it, they can go ahead and send it out. But we still have people, even if it's Republican or Democrat, that for some reason do not want to give us back the money that was stolen. Now that should make you kind of scratch your head and go, why? Why would they not want to give us the money back that was stolen? Wouldn't they want their money back that was stolen? I mean, we've got a lot of people that are in Congress and Senate. They make $150,000 to $175,000 a year, but they're worth $90 million. Chuck Schumer's worth $90 million. Oh, think about that one. Other people are worth millions of dollars. What was you doing? Because you also have taxes that come out of the $174,000, just like everybody else does in America. So what was you doing to now have a bank account of $90 million? And at the end of this, I think some of you are going to be very furious when you find out about where $40 billion went to Congress, to the senators and governors and things like that.
Instance, this is what Speaker Mike Johnson just said during his CPAC appearance.
The president said that a percentage of Doge savings could maybe go back to the American people in the form of what he called Doge stimulus checks, something like 20%. How would that work?
Well, look, I mean, politically, that would be great for us, you send everybody a check, but really, we have to think of it, I think, in a
That just got everybody's attention, by the way.
I know.
I just saw everybody look up all of a sudden.
I know.
Yep.
But if you think about our core principles, right, fiscal responsibility is what we do as conservatives. That's our brand. And we have a $36 trillion federal debt. We have a giant deficit that we're contending with. I think we need to pay down the credit card, right? That's what I think we need to do.
Now, there's so much wrong with what.
But there's a lot wrong with that, which he's going to explain his reasoning, and I'm going to explain mine. At the end of this video, you're going to see that they were able to have credit cards, but they were able to also have 1.6 million more credit cards than there is in the actual government to use those cards. So who got the other 1.6 million credit cards? Is that the credit cards he's wanting to pay down? Because it's sure not our deficit. And he is also one that got a credit card. Okay.
what he just said. First of all, where was this fiscal obligation when he was ready to sign a ridiculous spending bill back in December?
Mike Johnson is doing what he does best, and that's just disappointing the hell out of our movement, our people. You gotta read this article. It's right above this video. It's detailing all the dirt about this spending bill and why we don't want it. People, he's trying to do it again. This mess could get us tied up in just something we don't want. We can just shut the damn government down and let Trump get back in January and fix it then.
And does he not understand that his party won the election because people want change? They don't care so much about the old political values. They want to make sure their money is not being stolen. But he's not the only Republican lawmaker who's not fully supporting the Doge stimulus plan. Republican Senator Tom Tillis of North Carolina has said that he believed sending checks is not the smartest way to spend savings and that he'd rather use the savings to drive down the debt. Another Republican Senator, Ron Johnson, has said, the first use of that money needs to actually be reducing spending so we can have a balanced budget and Americans can keep their hard-earned dollars. Not only from the standpoint of not having to pay taxes, but so we don't inflate them away. Now, my question is simple. Did any of these politicians discover all this fraud within our system? Of course not. They've been asleep at the wheel for decades. It was Elon and his Doge team that told us what was going on, and if they think they can give people some money without destroying the economy, I think we should trust them. Because as you can hear from this lady, a lot of people can really use that money
that he's proposing.
And not only that, but let me say one more thing. That will boost the economy because people will be able to pay their rent. They'll be able to pay other things and they'll be able to buy consumer products. So it would boost the economy. Not only that, it's stolen money. And the tariffs are what's going to pay off the trillions of dollars because a lot of people, a lot of countries never got tariffs, ever. They never got a tariff from us. And that's why Trump says reciprocal tariffs now on some of you. If you want to charge us 50%, we're going to charge you 50%. So think long and hard about the tariffs you want to put on us. Also, we don't need to be working with no other companies, no other countries helping them out. We got people in tents. We got people with no homes from the California fires. We got people in no homes from the Kentucky. We got people in no homes from North Carolina. We need to take care of our American people. We got veterans sleeping in tents, but we got mothers having 6, 7 kids and living off of government welfare with food stamps of $1,500 a month and their housing pretty much zero free, their utility bill almost being paid, all because why? They have children. That's not fair either. Okay, when I had children, I sometimes had to work 3 jobs, couldn't even see my children because I refused to go on to the programs of the food stamps and things like that. I wanted to work and make it to where my kids would have something, and I refused to be on those government programs. But once or twice, I needed the help, and they were there to help me. But it's a stepping stone. It's a hand out. It's a hand up, not a hand out, and it's not forever. Some of these people have been living on this for 20, 30 years. Some of these people have been taking up these Section 8s for 20, 30 years. Some of them don't even have kids anymore. They've already left in the coop and left, and they're still living in 3-bedroom homes. It doesn't make no sense, but I digress.
On the table, 20% of that going back to Americans in checks. Now, how much is 20% of what they got? I don't know. Some people saying 8,000, some people saying 5,000, but it will be split between millions of people. So I don't know what those numbers are going to look like, but I'll take whatever it is. Thank you, Donald Trump. There is no president that I've seen since I've been on this earth that has done something like that. Trump is a man of the people. Elon Musk is working for free to help America be in a better position.
Now, Republicans aren't the only ones who don't want to give any money back to the people. Here's what Democratic Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett has said.
So no, we are not in the business of giving out money. And honestly, I don't know if
But we're not in the business of letting you steal our money either. So let's get that straight. I'm wondering what your bank account looks like. And you also had a credit card as well. Things that make you go,
$5,000 will do for you.
Well, I guess when you have millions of dollars in your piggy bank, a $5,000 check isn't really going to.
Watch that. She is estimated to be worth $9 million in 2025. In addition to the $174,000 a year salary, she also earns rental income from her real estate assets. Her stock portfolio has grown at a staggering 60% in the past year, according to Doge News. So I guess a measly 5,000 wouldn't help her. And let's not include she had one of those credit cards. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, one of those credit cards. So therefore, she didn't really spend nothing.
Make much difference for you. And besides, we all know people who have opposed Doge will never accept the money this agency has found.
This message is for liberals and Democrats who hate Trump and Elon. If that's not you, please stick around as well because your feedback is welcome. With all the money that Doge has found over the last 4 weeks, if we receive payments, I'm seeing anywhere from $8,000 and up per person, per man, woman, and child. I know you're going to decline that payment, right? I know you're going to opt out of receiving money that was recovered by Doge, right? I know you're not going to accept that money because that would make you a hypocrite. You have been screaming from the mountaintops how much you hate Trump, how much you hate Elon. I don't want them in my finances. I don't want them to have my social security number. Then you're not going to accept the payment. There's no way you would accept the payment.
All jokes aside,
But wait just 1 second though. Let's just remember that Elon Musk made up PayPal. When PayPal first started, which was I think in 2002, when I was selling on eBay, and PayPal came along, they had to have our social security number because then they started charging us money. So way back when, 27 years ago, Elon had how many people's social security numbers?
it doesn't really matter if you're a Republican or a Democrat. If your hard-earned money was stolen, you deserve to get it back. And there are even people who are saying that we should get all of it back and not just 20%.
Unpopular opinion, but I don't want a $5,000 Doge check from Trump. I don't want an $8,000 Doge check from Trump. I want every single diamond penny that was stolen out of my paycheck since the beginning of time that was spent on gender studies in Pakistan and Iraqi Sesame Street. I want every single penny refunded back to my account, and I want it done yesterday. It's a hell of a lot more than $5,000.
At the end of the day, I just want to remind you that all these lawmakers fully supported Joe Biden's stimulus plan, even though we all know he had no idea what the hell he was doing half the time.
Every day, constituents in my district are asking when the $1,400 survival checks are coming and when they can get help with their rent so that they don't become homeless. They are suffering and they need help now.
It is true that many of the people in this room for 4 years failed to cover the fact that Joe Biden was mentally incompetent and was not running the country.
Now, moving.
That's me. Look, it's mommy. Any little noise that she don't know of makes her bark, which is great. She's a great guard dog. But back to the thing of what they were saying. It is true. He wasn't running our country. He didn't even know where he was half the time. He fell down all the time. when people got actually red rummed at a school, he went up there and talked about ice cream. I mean, it was ridiculous seeing it happen. It was elder abuse. The same with Mitch McConnell right now. And he broke his leg and he's in a wheelchair. I mean, there needs to be something that's called terms, because what happens when you get a bunch of people who have been a senator or a congressman for 20, 30 years, that's where you can be bought out by different countries and things like that. And that's where all of this fraudulent stuff starts happening. So I believe term limits are very important. And I hope and pray that Donald Trump starts putting term limits on them.
Moving on, I also want to talk about what's going on with this Fort Knox mystery. We all know what kind of concerns people have been raising about this facility.
Senator Rand Paul has asked for an audit of Fort Knox to make sure that the United States gold, 4,580 tons of gold, is still in there. I'm happy to hear this, but I'm actually shocked. Why isn't this being done every year? Makes you think why we're not even on the gold standard anymore, right? What's going to happen when they find out that all 4,580 tons aren't there?
You can currently bet on what is actually in Fort Knox, whether it be gold or nothing. And I kind of feel like there's probably nothing in there. The gold is probably long gone, but gold missing from Fort Knox, 17% chance say yes. So most people probably are not assuming. So I guess yes is the gold is missing from Fort Knox. Only 17% of people think so. I feel like Fort Knox probably has no gold. There's probably gold somewhere, but not Fort Knox. Maybe not anywhere, honestly. But there's other places the U.S. government.
Well, one of my friends that is like a reporter in the UK that I've dealt with for a long time, he said that they're flying from London banks millions of dollars worth of gold into the United States. And he found that quite odd ever since Trump and them and Doge said that they wanted to audit Fort Knox. And then right after that, since it's in Kentucky, Kentucky had this big, huge flood. I don't know. I don't believe in coincidences. Do you? Leave in the comments below what you think about all of this.
What's stored? They've been trying to get into Fort Knox for years. Senators, the Pauls have tried for years.
Well, it turns out our president once again heard us loud and clear, and he's also ready to find out what's happening with our gold.
We're going to go into Fort Knox to make sure the gold is there. You know that? We're going to go into Fort Knox. Do you know about that? That was that bad bump.
Are they going to eliminate more national security positions?
Now, this is one of the things I think, and this is just my opinion only. I think that they were in the computers way before they told the American people with the federal government. I think that Elon's probably already put one of those flies with a camera and went into Fort Knox already and seen that there is no gold and want to make it known to the public, to all of American citizens by going in there, already knowing there's no gold, but going in there and being live and showing the American people that there is no gold. And at that point, that's when the American dollar is going to drop. And then that's whenever things are going to change of the way that we're not backed by gold anymore. And we can go back to not being a corporation, but back to what we was before. I forget which exact president right now actually said that he hates himself because he feels like he sold America. And if you remember which president that was, leave it down in the comments below, because I don't want to strain my brain to try to remember. But I do remember one of them, the Federal Reserve came in, fooled him. He signed it. And then he said, I'm the most hated man in the world. And I think I just sold America. Whoever that is, please leave it in the comments below, because I can't remember.
We'll see what happens. But one of the things we do want to look, I mean, we hope everything's fine with Fort Knox, but we're going to go to Fort Knox, the fabled Fort Knox, to make sure the gold is there.
Where would the president brought up?
If the gold isn't there, we're going to be very upset.
Now, this is huge for many different reasons. This is the first time a president of our country has really raised questions about this shady facility. Another important thing is that now Elon Musk will have a free hand to find out what's been happening there for the last 50 years. Now, interestingly, our Treasury Secretary was asked about Fort Knox in a recent interview.
Elon Musk, who's leading Doge, was talking about maybe going to Fort Knox to make sure those gold reserves are there. That comes under your purview. Do you have any plans to visit Kentucky?
Now, hold on one second. This guy is on national television, and what he says in just a moment, I want you to remember when Doge goes in, and if there is no gold there, I want you to remember what this man said, and I think he should be held accountable, and whatever the justice system is should be done to him. But just listen.
Kentucky?
And this is what Scott Bessent said.
The report, September 30th, 2024, all the gold is there. Any U.S. senator who wants to come and visit it can arrange a visit through our office.
Now, it's kind of strange because he's been pretty open about giving access to Elon and
So he says on national television, all the gold is there. September 30th, 2024, he made sure that all the gold is there. And anybody can come and look if they want to. But he's given Doge a problem on coming and looking. And now we've got London shipping gold to the United States. But remember, you heard this on national television. So if there's no gold, I believe he should be held accountable for lying to the American people, for a lying period. And, you know, there's repercussions for that type of stuff. That's like a federal offense, you know, on, I don't know what you would call it, but kind of like the ML that I've told you and things like that. That's where that would go hand in hand. And I think that he should be charged. And that's my opinion only.
Doge, so why would he not share those reports with Elon and the president? Well, I guess we just have to do a live stream to put an end to all those rumors about Fort Knox, and the sooner it happens, the better. Now, in other news, I'm sure you've all heard that Kash Patel was finally confirmed as the head of the FBI.
Yes.
Here at the Black History Month celebration at the White House. Oh, yeah. And hey, everybody here, Kash Patel has been confirmed as the FBI director.
That is wonderful.
Now, what the media will not show you is just how some Democrats reacted to this confirmation.
If you vote for Kash Patel more than any other confirmation vote you make, you will come to regret this one to your grave.
You will come to regret this one to your grave, because a lot of you, like Adam Schiff, is one of the worst criminals, in my opinion, in the world. And you will probably be federally charged for the things that you have done, the things you have hidden, overlooked. Let's remember the Clinton emails, Podesta emails, the server that Obama and all of them had that was totally illegal. Let's remember some of the emails of what they said, 65,000 in hot dogs and pizza. Pasta, you know, let's just remember some of the things, and we're going to go back to it in just a moment. This is why they are shaking in their boots, because Kash Patel is going to go in and clean up the FBI of all of the corruption, lies, everything.
I yield the floor.
And we all know how Adam Schiff feels and why he feels that way.
This is someone we cannot trust. This is someone who lacks the character to do this job, someone who lacks the integrity to do this job. We know that. Our Republican colleagues know that.
Adam Schiff is the worst criminal in Congress in the last 250 years.
Yep.
And let me remind you what Kash Patel has promised to do as soon as he takes charge of probably the most important agency in this country.
So will you work with me
on this issue so we know who worked with Jeffrey Epstein in building these sex trafficking rings?
Absolutely, Senator. Child sex trafficking has no place in the United States of America, and I will do everything, if confirmed as FBI director, to make sure the American public knows the full weight of what happened in the past.
So yeah, this is a good day for everyone who wants transparency in this country. And speaking of transparency, did you know that we paid $40 billion through 4.6 million credit cards issued to government employees in 2024?
What's up, America? Doge credit card fraud. So apparently the Department of Government Efficiency has found around $40 billion that were spent on government credit cards. Now, the fact that the government uses credit cards is not the problem. The problem is that there's around 3 million government employees, yet 4.6 million active credit card accounts, processing 90 million unique transactions for a spending total of $40 billion in the year 2024 alone.
Now, to me, my opinion, just like the Congresswoman that you've seen earlier, I think that they should freeze their bank accounts and make them pay back every dollar. And who has the 1.6 million credit cards that are being ran up? Those people should also be charged. That's my opinion.
So that means there's 1.6 million more credit accounts than people that work for the government, meaning that probably 1.6 million credit accounts are just fraud.
Listen, folks, this is the kind of stuff we would never hear about if Elon Musk and his team weren't posting about it on X all day long. But just telling people isn't enough, and we need to see some action or Americans are going to lose their cool pretty soon. Now, moving on to another huge story, the passengers of the crash.
So we're going to move on from that. And we are going to now tell me what you think below as to what all was just said. And before we end, I want to give a big shout out to my new candle line at Love and Candle Company. Right here is my collection. In the description below, you will see my collection. This is called Intoxicating Kiss. This is Luxury Cherry. And this is more of a masculine Let's Chat. It's kind of like Netflix and chill. So for any of you that would like to support me and my endeavors, it is $30 a piece. And you get 10% off at checkout. And then he also has other candles that are $20 a piece. He paints every one of these, and these are made out of concrete. And he does the concrete mold, and he makes it out of beeswax, and also the candle thing, the string thing is made out of, I believe, I just lost my mind. Not cotton, but something else that's going to make it to where it burns slower. But I'm very excited to have my very own Betty Washam collection, my own line with this amazing company. And yeah, you'll learn a little bit about the candles right here. And he makes them handmade, and no two jars will be the same. They are all handmade. So he also does where, you know, he can etch in people's names and stuff. We haven't put that on the website yet, but you just email him if you want somebody's name on it. And these, ladies and gentlemen, you can keep for the rest of your life, the ones that are made out of concrete. He uses the highest quality soil blend wax and premium fragrance oils. And with burn time of up to 40 hours. And let me see. I forget what he said that was made out of, but it even talks about the candle care. Burn your candles for 2 hours. and then give them time, then trim the candle wick and all that good stuff. So thank you, Love and Candle Company, for sponsoring this video. And this is going to be the end of this video. And if you would like to see more videos like this, just let me know in the comments. This is for my members only. And as I promised, promises made, promises kept. And Redheaded, she is the one that won the foundation that I did not like. And not only that, but I'm going to send her a lot of goodies. Also, a walk with, I've got two people I would like to shout out, but I put them, instead of shouting them out right now, I put them on my post. And let me go back and see who it was that I had, because I told them I would shout them out. And, you know, I always do my promises. We've got someone going around right now, and they're actually charging $25 to shout small channels out. And I think that's absolutely ridiculous. One is called A Walk with the Light. And what they do, I went and looked at their channel. They put out inspiring Bible things to inspire you every day, and it's usually shorts. And then we've got at Mystery Sky-CT. She says she likes true crime and just wants people to chat with. And then we've got at Princess Paris Gotti. She talks about all different kinds of things, and she does like OG Granny, and she's just kind of like a comedian. She's a really good person. She's one of my really good friends on here. And so far, that's who I have to shout out. And just remember, I love each and every one of you. I thank you all. And all of you that see this, you have supported my channel. You're angel warriors. And I appreciate you more than you know. Until next time, I'm out of here.